Thanks for coming out tonight. I thought I'd begin with a fairly simple question. Imagine that you were pretty sure that I was going to pay off on a gift to you of either giving you $200 in 6 months or $300 in 7 months. And I want you, when I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to all shout out which you prefer by saying 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3. 7, and you guys are very smart when this has been asked to many other people. The idea of waiting 1 extra month for an extra $100 seemed like a pretty good deal, right? And people are patient time and time again when they're asked this question. But here's the interesting thing. You ask a different group of people the second question, which would you prefer, $200 today or $300 a month from now? Turns out that a much larger percentage of people are impatient, right? And this simple idea of that you can get from a question like this is what behavioral economists and psychologists call a present biased preference. Present biased preferences, that people go for the immediate pleasant thing when they could have more if they waited, and they push off unpleasant tasks because we just want the present to be so good, and just even a couple of minutes from now or a couple hours isn't as important. But now it's thesis time. What is this book, Carrots and Sticks, centrally about? This is one way to state the thesis, that creating the right kinds of incentives and commitments, it's more than just setting the right price. Sophomoric economics would just say, oh, stick is all about putting money at risk. No, it is about that, but it's more than that. If you want to be successful in your incentives and your commitments, it's more than just setting the right price. This, by the way, you can hear B.F. Skinner speak here. He was big into this kind of simple idea of incentives. You want somebody to do something, give them food. And here, he taught them to play ping pong. And as soon as they win a point, they know they can go down and get some food. That is an effective way to get some things done. You can see the other pigeon is now eating because they know they scored. And you can do some things with simple things, but I want to go beyond this and tell you that the new learning in behavioral economics, behavioral psychology, says that we can do more than just set the right price. Other people matter, mindfulness matters, and framing matters. I can't pronounce it either. Tony Hsieh. And this guy is the CEO of $1 billion company that was sold to Amazon, and we should have some envy toward youth that is so successful. And one of the great things that he has done is for new trainees at Zappos, you go through a 3 or 4 week training program. You're paid for being trained at Zappos. And at the end of the training, Zappos does something really unusual. They come to the trainees on the very last day and they say, here's $2,000 if you'll quit. That's weird, okay? Normally, they want people to work at Zappos. Normally, an incentive would be, I'll pay you money if you'll keep on working, a bonus if you'll work for a year. But they give, I call this an anti-incentive. It's very effective. By the way, it's very cheap. Its power is that most people turn it down. 98% of the new employees resist this temptation. And by the way, one value of the program is if they do take it, Zappos doesn't really want you. Customer service is important to them, and they don't want somebody who's willing to trade being an employee for $2,000. But I think the even bigger power is that the very process of turning down the $2,000 offer teaches the trainees something about themselves that they didn't know. It makes them confront that they actually value a job at Zappos more than $2,000, and it extends the time that they'll work for Zappos. This is a randomized test that came from Colombia. A actual coffee shop randomly gave out 2 different kinds of frequent purchaser cards. The one on the left was the traditional one. You get, after buying 10 coffees, the 11th one is free. The other one is after buying 12. The 13th one is free. But notice that this one started with the first 2 ones stamped. And they are identical. The only difference in the frame is one gives you the illusion that you've already started. And it turns out that having there's something called progress illusion. If you give somebody the illusion that they've already started in, that they're closer, a higher proportion of the way toward the goal, they bought more coffee and got to their goal faster with this than with the other illusion.